parental rights, highway closures, plus the Democrats respond to the Republicans' proposed budget cuts. These were just a few of the things going on at the Capitol today, the 36th day of the 2010 legislative session. Hello and welcome to State House. I'm your host, Stephanie Rissler. Each year, lawmakers adopt concurrent resolutions to encourage Congress to take action on a variety of issues. Yesterday, senators took final action on House Concurrent Resolution 1014, which would encourage Congress to pass a parental rights constitutional amendment. Here's more.
We just passed a concurrent resolution that dealt with protection of children. There's probably no better way to protect children than to affirm parental rights. Parents are really the folks who are charged with care and custody of those kids. And I'd like to just read for you a brief, well, actually 3 sections from the actual amendment that's being proposed, that we're suggesting that the United States Congress propose. Section 1 says, the liberty of parents to direct the upbringing and education of their children is a fundamental right. No disagreement there. Section number 2, neither the United States nor any state shall infringe upon this right without demonstrating that its governmental interest is, as applied to the person, is of the highest order and not otherwise served. Section 3 says no treaty may be adopted, nor shall any source of international law be employed to supersede, modify, interpret, or apply to the rights guaranteed by this article. It's really a pretty basic assertion that we're presenting here in this resolution that affirms the rights of parents, and I would appreciate your positive vote on this concurrent resolution.
I certainly am an advocate for parental rights, but I also think that we have a duty to protect children who are unable to protect themselves. And I just really feel that parental rights are something that, it's my understanding, are currently reviewed on a case-by-case basis. And I just really believe that a resolution like this, which, as the senator from Vermillion has indicated, attempts to bootstrap the UN convention that's been discussed for a long time, I think that a proposal like this really needs greater consideration than we can give here, and perhaps it should just be sent back for a hearing or maybe considered next legislative session so that we can have further discussion and testimony about the consequences of our actions here today.
First of all, children are not possessions or property of parents. They are individuals. I'm speaking as a father of 3 sons. I'm not ignorant of what it means to raise children. One of my sons, the one who's been appointed by the president, has chosen to be a member of a different political party than I am, which is a shock, but certainly I didn't direct his education nor his final decision, because in the United States we don't do that with our children. This could be a very damaging amendment to the Constitution, in that the parents would have the ability to direct the religion of their children. We've seen what happened in Texas, where parents chose what happened to the religion of their children, where children had to be taken away and were married at the age of 13. I think that's a very dangerous phrase in this particular item. We've seen those who refuse to educate their children and say that public education is essentially evil, and any education might be. And that could well be a consequence of this particular amendment. We have seen parents that abuse their children in what they consider to be proper disciplinary ways, and the state, of course, has to intervene, and there is that slight provision, but what happens to the children while that provision is being considered? I think it's commendable for children who love and raise their children and grandchildren, and I even have one great-grandchild who's autistic, but this is not a proper item for the Constitution of the United States.
Let's keep in mind that this is a concurrent resolution. This isn't adopting a change to the Constitution. This is just encouraging the Congress to do that. And when we're talking about parental rights and we're trying to decide who's going to be the best at that, I think we want to say that parents are the best at raising our kids, and we don't need to have government continually involved in the raising of our children. And when we look at this and we're trying to determine whether or not we want some foreign entities such as the United Nations that this resolution is referencing, there's no way we want to do that. We want to allow our children to have the upbringing by the parents, and if some parents aren't doing a good job, then that's when the government has to step in. But until that happens, we should give every right to our parents. I would encourage the body to support 1014.
House Concurrent Resolution 1014 did pass with a final vote of 21 to 13.